Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we got another game review recap to discuss. We're discussing the games that happened over the past couple of days. We're looking ahead to the game action that happens over the weekend. And we're looking at some standings, as the standings have once again taken a little bit of a shift as of the last few days of game action. We'll get to all of that coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the NHL Talk Show. Now before we begin this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. Thank you for all of your support. I've never been able to do this for all of you guys. So don't forget to subscribe so we can get 250 subscribers. And definitely don't forget to leave a comment down below so you can give your opinion on all that was discussed in today's video. Now, as usual, I'm going to start off here by discussing a couple of game recaps from the past couple of days. Lots of interesting games over the past 2 days. We had 9 games being played on Thursday, 4 games yesterday on Friday. So we'll get to all those coming up here. So we started off Thursday by having the Bolts take on the Coyotes. And it was a really interesting game. Bolts came out and absolutely slaughtered the Coyotes. They were able to jump out to a 5-1 lead en route to a 6-3 victory over the Arizona Coyotes. Very good win there for Tampa. To improve to 26-18-5 and have now won 7 of 8. So very good stuff there for Tampa, while the Coyotes have fallen to 23-21-3. So not great stuff there for Arizona. For Tampa, Kucherov had 3.9 with a goal and 2 assists. Stamkos, who had point number 1,100 in his career in this game, which was very fantastic. Mitchell Chaffee, who has first career NHL goal in this game, and Brayden Point all had a goal and an assist in this game, and Glendening and Radish also scored for the Bolts in the win, while Keller had a goal and an assist, and Dursey and Krause also scored for the Coyotes in the loss. So not a great game there from the Coyotes. Definitely one they want to put in the rearview mirror. Really bad game against a really good Tampa Bay team, but they do keep it competitive. So really good stuff there for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Then we saw the Detroit Red Wings jump out to an early lead and held on for a 3-0 victory over the Philadelphia Flyers, as the Wings now have a point in 9 of their last 11 games and improved to 25-18-5, while the Flyers have now dropped 4 straight and dropped to 25-18-6. So not great stuff there for Philadelphia. Definitely missing Hart at this time. Raymond had 2 assists, and Kopp, Larkin, and Seider were the 3 goal scorers for the Red Wings, with Lyons stopping all 30 shots he faced in the shutout and the victory for the Detroit Red Wings. So very good one there for the Detroit Red Wings. Very complete effort, and they continue to remain in a playoff spot, which is very good for them. Then we saw the Montreal Canadiens go to a 3-0 lead, and Patrick Waugh's return as a head coach to the Montreal Canadiens. It was a very fantastic start for the Canadiens, but the Islanders would crawl their way back and tie this game up before the Montreal Canadiens would score a very late goal here, as you can see here in Welcome Square Sportsnet. But Sean Monahan will get a very late game-leading goal. Very good stuff there from Monahan, who gave the Montreal Canadiens a 4-3 lead, and that's the game winner. Montreal was able to beat the New York Islanders 4-3 in regulation thanks to the late game winner from Monahan. So very good stuff there for Montreal, who now improves back up to 20-21-7, ending their losing streak, while the Islanders have now dropped back down to 20-17-11. So not great stuff there for New York. Monahan had 3.8 with 2 goals and an assist, and Suzuki and Caulfield both had goal and assists for the Canadiens in the win, while Dobson had 3 assists, and Barzal, Horvat, and Palmieri were the 3 goal scorers for Islanders, all having a goal and an assist in the loss. So not great stuff there for the Islanders. Definitely one they want to have back. Winnable game against a lower end Montreal team. It came back to tie at 2, but it was just not to be on this night for the New York Islanders. Then we saw the Boston Bruins cough up a 2-goal lead, but recover to beat the Ottawa Senators in overtime 3-2, as they've now won 6 of their last 7 and improved to 39-9, dropping the Ottawa Senators to 18-24-2. But with the extra point that Ottawa got in this game, they now have a 5-game point streak. So very good stuff there for the Ottawa Senators. For Boston, Pasternak had a goal and an assist, Coyle had 2 assists, and Frederick and Marchand, who had the OT winner, both also scored for the Bruins in the win, while for the Senators, Shabbat had a goal and an assist, and Tarasenko also scored for the Senators in the loss. So it was a really complete game there for the Senators. Sure, they did lose in overtime to a really good Boston Bruins team, but they're starting to show some improvements, and this is a lot better play than they had in the beginning of the season. So very good stuff there for Ottawa, but Boston does come away with the victory and continues to be Atlantic Division leaders. Then we saw the Carolina Hurricanes jump out to a 3-0 lead and held on for a huge 3-2 victory over the New Jersey Devils, as they have now won 3 of 4 and improved to 27-50-5, dropping the New Jersey Devils, who have now lost 4 of 6 to 24-19-3. So not great stuff there for New Jersey. For Carolina, Teravainen had a goal and an assist, and Stalin Aho both also scored for the Canes in the win, while Dowling, who scores first as Devil, and Bratt were 2 goal scorers for the New Jersey Devils in the loss. So not great stuff there for the Devils. Definitely one to have back. Winnable game against a Metro Division opponent, which is ones you really want to have wins against, and they find a way to lose. They did make it interesting late, but they dug themselves into a big of a hole that they could not get out of. So really interesting stuff there. We saw Carolina win. Then we saw the Dallas Stars overcome multiple deficits to beat the Anaheim Ducks 4-3 in overtime. They improved to 29-13-6, dropping the Ducks to 16-30-2. So not great stuff there for Anaheim. Harley, who had the OT winner, had a goal goal and an assist, and Heiskanen in his return, Smith and Duchesne also scored for the Stars in the win, while Silverberg had a goal and an assist, Lundstrom had 2 assists, and Terry and Mackinnon, who scored his first career NHL goal, were the other goal scorers for the Ducks in the loss. So not a great game there from Anaheim. Had a couple of leads, could have put this game to bed, but the Stars find a way to come back, and they win it in overtime. So very good stuff there for Dallas. Then we saw the Nashville Predators score 3 consecutive goals that led them to a 3-2 victory over the Minnesota Wild. Very good win there for the Preds to improve to 26-21-1, dropping the Wild to 21-22-5. So not good stuff there for Minnesota. Yossi had a goal and an assist, O'Reilly had 2 assists, and Carey and Forsberg both also scored for the Predators in the win, while Kaprizov had 2 assists, and Boldy and Eriksson were 2 goal scorers for the Wild in the loss, who had their 3-game winning streak snapped. So not great stuff there for Minnesota. They were rolling going into this game, but they find themselves on the losing end against a really good opponent in Nashville, who is the second wildcard team in that conference, so they need wins against teams like that. Then we saw the Edmonton Oilers come out and shut out the Chicago Blackhawks 3-0 to extend their winning streak to 15 games. I think the longest winning streak ever in a season was 17 games. The Oilers are not too far away from that. They improved to 28-15-1, dropping the Hawks to 14-33-2. So not great stuff there for Chicago. McDavid had 2 goals and an assist. Draisaitl had 3 assists, both of the 3-point nights. Hyman also scored, while Pickard stopped all 27 shots he faced in the shutout and victory for the Edmonton Oilers. So very good win there for Oilers as they improve and they keep on finding ways to win to extend this winning streak of theirs. Then we saw the Columbus Blue Jackets have a couple of leads thanks to a couple of goals from the younger players, including this goal here from Alex Texier, which was a shorthanded goal. Remember, all clips credit to Sportsnet. But a very good shorthanded goal there for Columbus. I think that was the first shorthanded goal of the season from the Jackets. And Texier at that point gave the Jackets, I think it was either a 3-1 or 3-2 lead, and that wound up being the game winner. So very good stuff there for Texier, who helped the Jackets beat the Calgary Flames. They would add a couple more goals after that and beat the Flames 5-2. Very good win there for Columbus to improve to 15-23-9, while the Flames now has 4 straight and dropped to 21-22-5. So not good stuff there for Calgary. For the Jackets, Severson, Fantilli, and Chinakhov all had a goal and an assist, and Voronkov and Texier also scored for the Jackets in the win, while Uyghur and Zary were 2 goal scorers for Flames in the loss. So not a great game there for Flames. Definitely one they want to have back. Winnable game against the low-end Columbus team, but they do wind up following on the losing end of things. So not great stuff there for Calgary. Those were the 9 games that happened over on Thursday. Going over to the 4 games that happened over on Friday. First, the Vegas Golden Knights were able to jump out to a 3-goal lead and were able to down the New York Rangers 5-2 as they now have a 6-game point streak and improved to 29-14-6, dropping the Rangers, who have now lost 4 of 5, to 29-16-3. So not great stuff there for New York. For the Vegas Golden Knights, Marchessault had a hat trick, and Barbashev, who had 3 assists, both of the 3-point nights. Rory had 2 assists, and Kolesar and Rempel both also scored for the Golden Knights in the win, while Wheeler had a goal and an assist, and Kakko also scored for Rangers in the loss. Not a great game there from the Rangers. Definitely one to want to have back. The Rangers have now lost to the Golden Knights twice in the last week and a half, so not great stuff there for them. But definitely, it was an interesting game in Vegas, once again showing them they are a superior team. So interesting stuff there. Then we saw the Florida Panthers come out, have a late lead 2-1 over the Pittsburgh Penguins. Penguins will come out and tie the game in the final minute, but then thanks to a goal from Sam Reinhart and Alex Barkov in the shootout, they would wind up winning this game 3-2 in a shootout. So very good win there for Florida, who is able to improve to 30-14-4, dropping the Penguins to 21-17-7. For the Panthers, Oliver Ekman-Larsson had 2 assists, and Reinhart and Rodriguez were 2 regulation goal scorers, with Reinhart and Barkov being the 2 shootout goal scorers for the Panthers in the win. While for the Penguins, Rust had 2 assists, Gensel and Malkin were 2 regulation goal scorers, and Gensel was a lone shootout goal scorer. So it was a really close game. Both the teams had really good nights, but it was the Panthers to come with the victory over the Penguins. Then we saw the Colorado Avalanche come out and absolutely start out fantastically, getting out to a 3-0 lead, including this goal here from Nathan MacKinnon, as MacKinnon was able to extend that lead to 3-0 at that point in time, and that was a huge lead for the Colorado Avalanche, and that was en route to a 5-1 victory over the LA Kings. Kings cannot find their footing, and they lose yet again. Avalanche are now on 6 of 8 and improved to 32-14-3, dropping the Kings, who have now lost 13-15 and 22-15-9. So not great stuff there for LA. O'Connor scored twice, McKinnon had a goal and an assist, Cullen had 2 assists, and McCarr and Manson also scored for the Avalanche in the win, while Fiala's lone goal scored for the Kings in the loss. So it's another bad loss there for the Kings as they continue to not find their footing and continue to fall in the standings. And then we saw the St. Louis Blues, who were down 3-1 in the second period, come back scoring 3 unanswered goals to beat the Seattle Kraken 4-3 in overtime to win their 4th straight and improve to 25-20-2 on the year. So not great stuff there for the Kraken to blow a lead, just as they were doing earlier in their season. They dropped to 20-18-10, while the Blues improved to 25-20-2. So very good stuff there for St. Louis. But Buchnevich, who had the OT winner, had a 3.0 with 2 goals and 8 assists. Thomas had a goal and 8 assists. Shen had 2 assists. And Sunquist also scored for Blues in the win. While Bjorkstrand had a goal and 8 assists. And Dumoulin and Tolvanen also scored for the Kraken in the loss. So not a great game there from the Kraken. At least they get a point. They're able to hold on to get a point, but it was just not enough to get the OT winner. So very good stuff there for the Seattle Kraken. But the Blues are able to win their 4th straight, if I'm correct. And they're able to down the Seattle Kraken. So very good win there for the Blues. But those were 4 games that happened yesterday on Friday. So those were the 13 games that happened over the past couple of days. 9 games on Thursday, 4 games on Friday. Going over to a quick game preview here over the next few days of game action. Now, just a quick update here. I'm not going to be doing any game recap videos over the next few days. Tuesday, I still do my game recap video, but after that, there's only 2 games on Tuesday, 3 games on Wednesday, and then I take a 4-day break for the All-Star break. So I'll touch on all of that in my news videos for all of those games that do wind up happening. But there's not going to be too many games over the next little while. So next Thursday's video, next Saturday's video, and then not this upcoming Monday, but the following Monday's video, there'll be no game reviews, and there'll only be 1 video. So definitely remember to stay tuned for that. So I'll only be doing 1 video, but I will still have a game recap video on Monday. So definitely stay tuned for that. I just want to let you guys know that I plan on probably having only 1 video over the next couple of days. Maybe I'll do a couple of other videos, but I won't be doing one dedicated to game recaps. So it'll be interesting to see, but that's sort of my plan for the next little while. We're going over to game previews here for the next couple of days of game action. First, today we have 14 games today, followed by 2 games tomorrow on Sunday and 1 game on Monday. So today there are 14 games. As I'm recording this video, the Philadelphia Flyers are taking on the Boston Bruins. Flyers trying to end this 4-game losing streak and keep pace in the Metro Division. Bruins trying to keep ahead of the Florida Panthers and win their 7th of 8. So that's going to be an interesting game to watch out for. Caps take on the Stars at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Caps trying to end this losing streak of theirs and try and keep pace in the Metro Division standings and the wildcard race. Stars trying to get to the 30-win mark and keep pace with the Avs and the Jets for top spots in the Central Division. At 1 p.m. Pacific time, the Preds take on the Oilers. Oilers trying to win 16 straight, entering the All-Star break, take on a Predators team who's trying to keep ahead of the Blues and keep pace with the Kings for a playoff spot. Also at 1 p.m. Pacific time, the Sharks take on the Sabres. Sabres trying to get to within 1 game of 500. Sharks trying to win their 4th straight, so that'll be an interesting game. Then at 4 p.m. Pacific time, we have a handful of games, including a couple of games here. The Coyotes take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Coyotes trying to keep pace for playoff spots. Carolina Hurricanes trying to keep pace with the Rangers for top spot in the Metro. Rangers take on the Senators. Rangers trying to keep ahead of the other teams for top spot in the Metro and win their 30th game. Take on a Senators team trying to look for their 6th straight game with a point. So that'll be an interesting game to watch out for. The Montreal Canadiens take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Penguins trying to keep pace for a playoff spot, taking on a Canadiens team who's looking to get back up to 500. The Devils take on the Lightning. Both teams looking to try and keep pace for a playoff spot. Bolts trying to keep in a playoff spot. Devils trying to keep up with a playoff spot, so that'll be an interesting game to see. The second half of a home and home between the Jets and the Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs trying to get a huge win over there, taking on the Jets team who's trying to keep ahead of the other teams for a Central Division title. Then at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, we have the Panthers taking on the Islanders. Panthers trying to win back-to-back games and close in on Boston for top spot in the Atlantic. Take on an Islanders team who's trying to keep pace for a playoff spot. Red Wings take on the Golden Knights. Golden Knights are going to extend their point streak to 7. Take on the Red Wings team who's looking to try and keep in a playoff spots. At 6 p.m. Pacific time, Ducks take on Wild. Wild trying to get back up to 500. Take on a Ducks team who's trying to avoid falling even further in the standings. And then 7 p.m. Pacific time, the Canucks take on the Jackets. Canucks trying to extend their point streak to 11 games. They take on a Jackets team who's looking to win back-to-back games. And then the Calgary Flames are looking to avoid their 5th straight loss, taking on the Blackhawks team who's trying to just play spoiler here as they're one of the lower teams in the standings. So there's a lot of games over there over the next couple of days of game action. And then tomorrow on Sunday, there are only 2 games of NHL action. At 11 a.m. Pacific time, the Kings take on the Blues. Kings trying to end this losing streak of theirs, taking on a Blues team who's trying to keep pace with them for a playoff spot. And then the Kraken take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Jackets looking to try and win possibly 3 straight games. Take on a Kraken team who's looking to try and improve in the standings and keep pace for a playoff spot. So that'll be an interesting game. And then on Monday, there's only 1 game of NHL action. Preds take on the Senators. Senators possibly trying to look to extend their point streak at that point to 7 games. Taking on a Predators team who's trying to keep ahead of some of these other teams in the wildcard race. So it'll be interesting to see how those games go. But those are your game previews here for the next couple of days of game action. Definitely lots of interesting games. A huge slate of games today. And then we have a couple more games over the next couple of days. Now going over to a quick look at the standings here. As of January 27th, 2024. So we have the Boston Bruins with 69 points leading the Atlantic, followed by 64 point Florida and 57 57-point Tampa. We have 61-point New York Rangers leading the Metro, followed by 59-point Carolina and 56-point Philly. 56-point Toronto leads the first wild card, with 55-point Detroit second wild card. Teams out of the playoff spot in the East, 51-point Jersey, 51-point NYI, 50-point Washington, 49-point Pittsburgh, 47-point Montreal, 46-point Buffalo, 39 points Columbus, and 38-point Ottawa. And those are teams out of the playoffs but looking in the Eastern Conference. In the Western Conference, you have 67-point Colorado now leading the Central, followed by 65-point Winnipeg and 64-point Dallas. 69-point Vancouver is first in the Pacific, followed by 64-point Vegas and 57-point Edmonton. And then you have 53-point LA as first wild card, 53-point Nashville second wild card, and they're followed by 52-point St. Louis, 50-point Seattle, 49-point Arizona, 47 points Calgary and Minnesota, 34-point Anaheim, 30-point San Jose, and 30-point Chicago. And those are teams out of the playoffs looking in the Western Conference. So that was a lot of interesting standings as of right now. Lots of interesting races, especially the one for like the Central Division title, playoff spots, no guarantees and locks, especially in the Eastern Conference. So definitely lots of interesting stuff in the wildcard race. But those are all we're going to talk about here today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this down in the comment section below. Any of the games over the past couple of days intrigue you? Any games on Thursday, any games on Friday, any of them intrigue you very much? Are you looking forward to any games to happen over the next couple of days? The 14 games happen later today, 2 games on Sunday, 1 game on Monday. Any of those games intrigue you? And what do you think about the standings? Are you surprised that St. Louis is only 1 point back of Nashville and LA for a playoff spot? Are you surprised that Colorado's retaking the Central Division title? Are you surprised that Central Division title race is so close? Are you surprised that Edmonton is not too far away from Vegas and Vancouver? Are you surprised that Seattle, St. Louis, Arizona, even to some extent Calgary, Minnesota are not too far of a wildcard spot in the West? Are you surprised that there's now a 4-point gap in the Eastern Conference for a playoff spot? Are you surprised that Jersey, New York High, Washington, Pittsburgh are all falling out of it a little bit right now? Are you surprised that Tampa is overgained Toronto for top 3 spot in the Atlantic? Are you surprised that the Canes and Flyers are still not too far away from the Rangers for top in the Metro? Definitely. Let's hear your guys' thoughts on all that down in the comment section below. That's all we're going to talk about for today. Remember to like this video, and if you're like to subscribe down below. Thank you for all your support. I've never been able to do this with all of you guys. So don't forget to subscribe so we can get 250 subscribers. And don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section below so we can discuss all the stuff that we talked about in today's video. I also do a blog talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that, so you can check that out. I'll leave links in the description below, and I can't just see you guys all for next video. See you guys soon.